Today there was a G20 meeting, and the G20 is a group of international powers. Some of the most powerful countries in the world are included: Russia, China, America, India. And the significant update that we got from the G20 is that U.S. Secretary of State and Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov, a guy who has been gained a lot of publicity during the Russia-Ukraine war, for making a lot of crazy statements about the war and what Russia could do and what Ukraine deserves and all of this stuff. And they met face to face today for the first time. And this is signifies the first high level in-person talks between Russia and America since the war started. Of course, they were conversations around the release of Brittany Griner, the prisoner swap, Brittany Griner for Victor Bout that had happened, but this is the highest level in-person meeting that has taken place between the two countries in regards to the war. And Blinken told American media that he told Lavrov the same thing, that we would expect that America's support for Ukraine will not stop calling on Russia to end the war. Immediately, also also mentioning Russia's recent disengagement in the nuclear START treaty. Whether that will actually maintain for a while, that still remains under question. But Putin saying that they will not be collaborating on for the new START treaty, which is just a nuclear disarmament type of treaty where monitoring and other types of limits take place. So and that also was discussed by Blinken, saying, quote, back to the war, says, quote, end this war of aggression, engage in meaningful diplomacy that can produce a just and durable peace. President Putin has demonstrated zero interest in engaging, saying that there's nothing to even talk about unless and until Ukraine accepts, and I quote, the new territorial reality. Lavrov is continuing to repeat the Russian talking points that we've been used to throughout the entire time, saying that it's the West's fault and that it's Ukraine somehow started the war, all this nonsense that we've been used to. But we aren't feeling isolated. It's the West that isolated itself, and they will eventually come to realize it. And they are encouraging Ukraine to continue the war. Um, the other notable thing that came out of this meeting was that the failure to issue a joint statement condemning the war in Ukraine. Obviously, we knew that Russia would object to it, but China also objected to the statement. The other 18 members signed the statement, basically just saying that the Ukraine war was awful, should end immediately, recognizing all the suffering, unnecessary suffering that's been put on the Ukrainian country and the Ukrainian people by Russia. And it was just a notable moment that they failed to reach an agreement, and China decided to take the side with Russia again amid reports that China is considering, in some ways already performing, giving Russia some type of non-lethal aid for the war. That's the story that's been coming out of the woodworks for the past week. So, pretty big foreign policy update coming today from the G20 conference. Antony Blinken speaking with Dmitry Lavrov and telling him basically the same thing that the U.S. has always said, and Lavrov repeating the same Russian talking points we've been used to for the entire war.